This is unprecedented and unbelievably shocking.
Robert, this strikes me as just a complete own goal here for
that could steal all of your property, deny you a right to appeal based on nobody suffering any harm of any kind. Nobody wants to do that. I mean, what made America a great place?
Legal hits keep on coming for Donald Trump, and the world is waking up to the full banana republic nature of the judgment handed down against the former president in New York City last week. Joining me now to discuss Donald Trump's legal woes is expert trial attorney Robert Barnes. Robert, thanks so much for joining us on the U.S. Report. I want to talk about some of the specifics in this ruling in Trump's New York civil fraud case last week. Now, he was ordered to pay nearly $355 million U.S. dollars. That's over $500 million Australian. Barred from doing business in New York for 3 years. Trump's lawyers are asking for a delay in enforcement of the judgment, but there's also this poison pill in here, which is that he can't borrow money to even pay off the thing so he can appeal it from any New York institution. Tell us about this, and how much is this just the Democrats utterly weaponizing the justice system to punish Donald Trump?
Well, it's unparalleled and unprecedented. This statute has never been used in this way in the history of the state of New York. No comparable statute has been used in this way in the entire country. No case like this has ever been pursued against a leading political opponent of the presidential candidate, or anybody for that matter.
They are weaponizing the legal system, banks, assets, the judicial system, politics, and policy. And if this is happening to a former U.S. president, Donald Trump, what do you think they will do to you? Truckers for Trump are next. Any driver refusing to deliver to New York City, heed this warning.
Hochul warns truckers that she will seize their bank accounts and homes if they don't deliver in NY.
Governor Hochul of New York gives truckers a stern warning, and it was shared on Twitter. If they boycott, she can seize their bank accounts and seize their homes. American truckers aren't Canadians. And these kind of threats will close New York in a New York second. So it's not exactly surprising to me why the phone has been ringing all morning and why I've been on the phone with countless transplants telling me the same thing. Chris, we need to get out now. We need to get out fast. We are moving to Florida. Will you please help us? Will you please take care of us? Well, my friends, absolutely. You are in good hands with me and my team. And we will make sure you take advantage of all that there is here in the great state of Florida so that you can escape the trash and dying loser state that you are in and start living the great life that you deserve here, and finally experience what it is to max out South Florida living to the fullest. Come on, guys, everyone, let's go. Hey everyone, and welcome. You're watching Chris Igoe. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the thumbs up button. It really helps out the channel. As you can all see here on the screen, the median down payment for a house today in states like Washington, California, Colorado, New York, and other New England states far exceed the national average of just $31,500. I mean, New York homeowners would need to be ready, willing, and able to fork over more than $50,000. 50 grand plus. We're talking about over 50 grand to even be considered in the ballpark for consideration by a lender to qualify for a mortgage on a new home. But for some folks out there, and trust me, I know, because a lot of you have already contacted me through my website, and we've already begun the process, working with our team of lenders and professionals to get you taken care of the right way at the highest level, with a simple and easy, painless process that requires far less in terms of cash out of your pocket than you might think. And let's face it, unlike in the past, where you could tap into some of your lucrative investment vehicles to diversify into the greatest wealth building tool in history, a home and real estate. Well, today, things aren't the same way that they were. And they're not what you remember them to be. And while I wish this was not the case, the proof is in front of your eyes. See, here, take a look. Wall Street legend warns. Stock market outlook. Dismal returns could last for the next 12 years. Real estate grapples with the affordability crisis as aspiring homeowners are stifled by the cost of living and low incomes. Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan warn investors should brace themselves for 1970s-style stagflation. And while you might think this would be a top priority and a major concern for Washington and the leaders within our own government, but no.
Buonasera, Presidente Biden. Presidente. Good evening, Mr. President Biden.
Instead, they're far more concerned with things like suing grocery stores to block supermarket mergers. Oh, and it seems like their top priority is not solving the problem that we're facing right now in terms of immigration and the crisis at the southern border. Or how about this one? Here, have a look and listen.
In New York City, migrants are being offered $10,000 MasterCards. That's just a credit card with a balance of $10,000 to spend that they don't have to pay back. How do they get this? No ID check, no restrictions, no fraud control. What could go wrong? Now, if you are...
They said they are giving migrants 10 grand on MasterCard credit cards or debit cards to spend. How would you like 10 grand being given to you? Maybe to put towards your down payment on your next, or maybe your first, or perhaps a new home. And what do this house, that house, and this house all have in common? At some point, they must sell. If you want to find the one buyer on planet Earth willing to pay more than anybody else for your home, irrespective of market conditions, go to my website now, igoehomegroup.com. We specialize in finding the one buyer on planet Earth willing to pay more than anybody else, no matter what. And with everything going on with interest rates, inflation, and volatility in the market, you must act now. But the writing is on the wall, my friends, and you do know what happens next, right? It's getting worse, something is wrong, more evidence that the US economy is ripping apart. But we all must be aware. Home sellers panic, and it says here, we have to get out. Don't get screwed in this whole housing market bubble, crash, collapse, colossal doom and gloom cycle, and completely ignore all the massive real estate lies and housing market lies being told right now. The only danger ahead is not knowing what's really going on. It's being ill-advised. But not to worry, not to panic. There is nothing to fear because I've got your back. And I read your comments too. For example, apartments, townhomes, application fees, deposits, administrative fees, background checks, long ass applications, similar to like when you close on your home, because there is some paperwork and due diligence and discovery that must be done. But the cumulative fees to rent something is like a down payment on a home for most leasing agreements right now. Shocked emoji faces. But newsflash, it's expensive to lease a property. It's expensive to lease an apartment. It's expensive to buy a home. It's expensive to buy your freaking groceries. But I got news for you. Do you really want to be paying your landlord's mortgage, or would you prefer to be investing into your future? And there's no right or wrong answer. There is no judgment. You only should do what's right for you. But if you run the numbers, I think you might find out in some instances that it's almost just as expensive to lease an apartment as it is to buy a home. But if you think leasing is an easy button to solve your housing problem, I got bad news for you. That's not true. But I do know they want you to own nothing and like it.
Ask not what the Great Reset can do for you. Ask what you can do for the Great Reset.
Emoji smiley, emoji smiley, emoji smiley. F them! Do what's right for you and don't be bamboozled by the nonsense. Or, next comment, lately I've seen many Palm Coast, Flagler County listings that are offering $5,000 at closing towards anything you want, parentheses, closing cost, or towards rate buy down. These listings have been sitting past 3 months or more, but also they have some new ones that are already offering the 5K. And while I'm not in Palm Coast or the Flagler Coast, I'm in Southeast Palm Beach County, and I suspect that this comment is geared towards new construction because it said, but also there are some new ones that are already offering the 5K. So for the basis of this reaction, I'm going to pretend that this is new construction because new construction and builders have the advantage. The dominant luxury builder right here is GL Homes. And in order to buy a home in any of the GL communities that are new, you have to win a lottery. And if you win the lottery, which is unlikely because I've been there and I've seen how completely maxed out the parking lot, the sales center, and the demand is, I've registered lots of potential buyers who want to buy a home, but they have to win a lottery first. And I've been buying lottery tickets since I was 18. I've yet to hit the lottery. But I'm only sharing that to demonstrate that the demand for the product in these new construction neighborhoods in Boca Raton is massive. And with all that demand, GL is still offering an incentive. It's not 5K, it's 15K. And if you're thinking about buying new construction and you don't know that the construction company, the builder, the developer is in bed with title and mortgage and they can offer incentives that seem to you like incentives, but really they're not. They're not even a loss leader for the company, but it looks good on paper. There are so many hidden fees and hidden details buried in the mortgage and the title and the purchase contract that you don't even know about. And you're very unlikely to read because the contract is massive. Although they do give you the opportunity to read it fully, my experience is nobody really does, but I have. I know what it says. I know where the hidden terms are. I know where the fees are. I know where the pork is because I've done so many of them. But if you think you're getting the 15K, just know that that 15K is made up on the back end in numerous ways. And if in Palm Coast or Flagler County, there are new construction homes that are sitting on the market unsold for 3 months, well then I hope you're working with an agent that knows how to advocate and negotiate the right way so that you can get a deal on that home, because obviously the demand in that market is no bueno. Because if a home is sitting on the market unsold for 3 months, it tells anyone everything they need to know. The home is overpriced. And I suspect the builder is desperate to get it off its balance sheets. And the more incentives that builders offer, the more we must pay attention, because it's a leading indicator as to what's happening in that market. But builders will be a leading indicator. Builders will tip their hand. We want to know what builders and new developers and new construction is doing, because they typically do it far before the average home seller knows what's happening. And to be clear, a $15K or a $5,000 incentive is not really an incentive if you read the contract. And if you're thinking about buying new construction and you don't know that the sales team, the sales rep, the people that are trying to sell you the house, if you're not aware that they don't represent your best interest, they only represent the builder's best interest. If you don't know that, you might get bamboozled by their dog and pony show and how nice they are and how accommodating they are and how great they are, because they are up until they're not, which is when you sign the contract. At which point you are 100% at their mercy. And I got a phone call from someone on the opposite coast, not in those markets, but close enough, who is a real estate professional. And he's got a YouTube channel talking about real estate. And he's about to close on new construction home where the builder screwed him. And unlike most, the real estate professional understands what his rights are, and also understands that he kind of screwed the pooch a little bit in terms of holding the builder accountable, but he hasn't closed yet, so he knows he has the leverage. And most people don't know that. But he used his leverage to his advantage prior to the closing table and got that builder to fix everything they effed up. And they effed up a lot. But he knows what to do. And he also called me and we talked through what the next steps are, what his options are. So he is not going to be victimized by this builder. He is going to get what he wants. And I want you to get what you want. But you're never going to get what you want if you don't know what's actually happening. Which takes me to my next comment. Great info, but I would love to see some more detailed information on Walton County, especially the north part of the county, since the coastal area of the county is its own animal being so close to the water. Thanks. And where do you get your short-term rental data? I want to know. I want to check where I can find the STR data for Destin, Miramar, basically all of Walton County. But I got great news for the commenter because I'm happy to inform you I can get you all that information and much more because I've got real-world, boots on the ground insider intel in Walton County, Okaloosa County, and the surrounding areas. My friends Squirrel Tribe 2.0, Squirrel Tribe Life, and Kevin 24/7 are in fact local and resident experts. So stay tuned for more and contact me immediately. My information is on the screen. Feel free and reach out. I always answer my phone calls, text messages, and emails, unless, of course, I'm already on the phone speaking to someone else just like you. But I will not leave you hanging, and I will call you back as soon as I can. But make no mistake, this is a massive crisis, and it's happening right now. And I fear that it's going to affect a lot of people who just aren't truly and really prepared. But I take this extremely seriously, and I've made it my duty and commitment to help you all at the highest level. I want you all to know the truth, and I will continue to bring it to you. So give this video a thumbs up if you are for the truth, and subscribe to the channel. It helps out a lot. And if you're looking to buy or sell in Boynton Beach, Florida, in Southeast Palm Beach County, then reach out to me immediately. We're a full-time, full-service real estate team of professionals that work together to ensure we find your dream home, dream lifestyle, and negotiate the best deal possible. If you're selling, we specialize in finding the one buyer on planet Earth willing to pay more than anyone else, irrespective of market conditions. So reach out immediately. We will not let you down. And make sure you watch this video next because it provides a deeper look and dives directly into what is happening right now, not only in my local market, but all across the country. All of my videos are designed and created to help you prepare for what's coming down the pipe next, so that you can avoid being blindsided and stay safe navigating it all. I'm only looking out for your best interest, you and your family's happiness and financial bottom line. Check me out on igoehomegroup.com, and once again, thanks for watching.